Okay, before we start, guys, look at this hair clip I got from ASOS. It's so cute. I'm obsessed. Show of hands, who's ever felt personally victimized by social media? What's going on with the camera here? Show of hands, who's ever felt personally victimized by social media? I've been thinking a lot. I had a little bit of a social media break the past week, and I've been thinking a lot about social media and the impact that it has on us as people and how actual detrimental it is. What brought this all up was the TikTok ban in America. I don't know if you guys know about it. If you use TikTok, you definitely do, especially if you're an American. It was banned for like 24 hours. It was literally, they were gone for 24 hours. It was no more than 24 hours before the Americans were back on our pages. And I love there's a lot of American creators that I follow on TikTok, so many. Okay, well, now I am genuinely very upset because I just recorded 10 minutes of video footage and my microphone wasn't turned on. I've tried charging that piece of shit. I've got the second one out now. I tried charging that thing earlier and I don't know if it's charged at all. I don't know if it's charged at all. So I don't know if these are like, I don't know what to do. I'll figure it out. But for now, please be on. We're using the second one. I run the battery down on that one and I don't know what's happened, but it doesn't want to work anymore. So here we are with microphone number 2. Hopefully it doesn't cut me off 2 minutes into a 10-minute video. So as I was saying, now I've got to say it all over again. So the big shutdown of TikTok for 24 hours over, not even 24 hours, it didn't even last 24 hours. The big shutdown of the Americans on TikTok is what got me thinking about this, because I saw how they were all reacting to it, and I saw how detrimental it was to their mental health that TikTok was going away. And I was like, why are we feeling like this over a social media app, guys? Like, don't get me wrong, I like I was saying earlier, which you probably cut me off of, I scroll and scroll TikTok for ages, and I've made this realization in the past 24 hours that I could be doing so much more with my time, but instead I'm sat there for like 3 hours, 4 hours a day scrolling through TikTok. Like, if I want an instant dopamine hit, I go on TikTok. If I'm feeling depressed, my whole For You page will curate that for me in like 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, it will curate a page of just depressing content for me. If it's like, if I'm feeling happy and I want to laugh at something, in 10 minutes, TikTok will curate a bunch of videos that make me laugh and I can repost and keep going, and I keep going and I keep going because it's a dopamine hit. It's a dopamine hit every single time. Me trying to remember what I was saying in the past 10 minutes. My point is that I get it. I get it to an extent. Um, I'm not a very social media person. I don't have a lot of social media. I have an Instagram. I don't use Reels. I think it's such a disgusting community. The comments on the Reels section are just absolutely vile. Like, it's just full of middle-aged men and God knows what else, just evil people. So I don't use Instagram Reels. I don't watch Instagram Reels because it just makes me sad to see people hating so much on people. And you know what I always say, guys? If you're an evil person, it's good. First of all, it's going to show on you as you age. You are not going to age well, because if you're a good person, it shows on you with age. If you're a bad person, you have a bad soul because you've hated on people your entire life, best believe you're going to age poorly, babe. I said what I said. If you want to age well, don't be a hater, okay? Don't be a hater. I feel like I'm a good example of this. I've always kept to myself. I've always been a nobody, literally, because I've always kept to myself. I know I don't put my bad opinions on people. I've always been taught, if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say it at all. So I don't say it. I don't even think it, because you know what? First of all, I'm very spiritual. I believe that everyone has a spirit team, and you don't know who these people are. But not just that, but I really truly believe that if you're an evil person, it shows on you with age. I don't know who I'm not going to use anyone as an example, but let me show you. Let me show you the TikTok videos I used to make. Okay, let me put them on the screen. I'll have to mute them because the audio will get me copyrighted, and I don't want that, even though I don't get paid on this channel. So I was 21, 22 there. 21, 22. I'm 27 now. I feel like I've glowed the fuck up, and I will continue glowing up for like the rest of my life. I have a sister who's 11 years older than me. She's 38 now. She's almost 40, and she's gorgeous. Every year she gets more and more beautiful, and she's a good person. So that's how I know that if you're a good person, it shows on you. In your spirit, in your outer world, it all shows on you. Okay, so be a good person, guys. If there's one thing you can do in this world, be a good person. Stay away from alcohol, drugs, all that nonsense. Stay away from it, because it will age you like that. This isn't what this video is about, though. Sorry. Twitter, I'm not on Twitter. I feel like people have tried to get me on Twitter as a streamer, because they're like, all streamers. Let me double check. Oh, it's on. All streamers have All streamers have Twitter. I don't want Twitter. Stop trying to push Twitter on me, guys. Okay, I don't want a Twitter. I don't like it as a platform. The only time I ever had a Twitter was when I was a One Direction stan back in the day when I was like 13, 14. I made a whole Twitter account dedicated to Niall because he was my favorite at the time. Um, just absolutely every single tweet was about One Direction. When I lost that account, I never went back. And I must have been about 15, 16 when I lost that account, around the time One Direction broke up. Um, and yeah, I just didn't bother getting it back because I was like, this is a sickening platform. This platform is not for me. Go. This platform is not for me. I don't want to be on here. So I didn't go back on there. Now I grew up in a time where well, as a kid, I got to play out on the streets. I would spend my days playing out on the streets with my brothers, playing football, being a little tomboy, climbing, doing handstands on concrete, which was not a good idea, doing cartwheels. I literally broke 3 of my fingers going over a scooter handlebar. I broke my nose on a trampoline. Not that you could probably be able to tell at all, but yeah, I broke my nose on a trampoline when I was younger, and never got it fixed. And then what else did I do? Oh, I broke my arm. Yeah, I've had a had a rough childhood, playing out on the street with all my friends, and I loved it. I loved it. But you know what I did every night? I'd go inside and I'd go on Stardoll. Does anyone remember Stardoll? Oh my god, I love that. I love that game so much. That was my first ever form of social media, I think, because you could talk to people on that. I love Stardoll. I was obsessed with it. I spent so much of my nan's money on Stardoll trying to make my doll look the best because I felt pressure, which is weird because it's like this on social media nowadays. But I felt like the pressure to show up as my best self on Stardoll, and I needed all the best stuff. So best believe I was spending my nan and my step granddad's paycheck on Star Dollars. It wasn't until I went to secondary school actually that I got properly on social media, and I had a fair few run-ins on social media when I joined Facebook. Obviously, I talk about this all the time. I was severely bullied at school. I was not popular. My boyfriend actually went to the same school and he was popular, so which is weird, by the way. Invisible string theory. Me and my boyfriend went to the same school and we never talked until last year. We never met until last year. Invisible string theory, guys, it's real. Anyway, but yeah, like, so I was severely bullied at school and I wasn't in the popular group of what we'd call them. I don't see it now as them being popular. They were just a bunch of us. They were just a bunch of assholes in one group who just crumbled together. And the reason we called them popular is because if you said one bad thing to one of them, you best believe about 50 of them are going to gang up on you. That's the only reason they were considered popular. Popular, you're gonna be popular. And my first ever bad experience with Facebook was when someone hacked my account as a teenager and they changed my status to I love something, and I'm not going to finish that sentence, and they were going through every one of my friends, my people who were my friends, people who were not my friends, people who were part of the popular group, and threatening them. Literally threatening them, starting arguments with them, causing all this shit. And I hadn't been on Facebook because I was banned. I literally had strict things on me. I was not allowed on Facebook. And also, I think I was at my mum's house who didn't have internet. So, and I had a crappy phone back then. We didn't have like mobile data and all that. It was just like paid for by like pay as you go. So I didn't go on Facebook all night. I didn't know this was happening. I'm walking to school the next day, and then my friend that I'm walking with is like, "Why were you on Facebook last night giving it to everyone?" And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? I haven't been on Facebook in 24 hours. I've been at my mum's. She doesn't have internet. And she's like, yeah, last night you were on Facebook being horrible to everyone. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, what's going on here? Get to school, get surrounded by a group of girls. They're like, why were you saying this about me on Facebook last night? Why were you doing this? I was like, babe. I was like, babe, why would I go on Facebook and start giving it to all of you when I'm the quiet girl? Okay, I've never said one word to any of you. Why would I go on Facebook one random night and start giving it to you and change my password to my post, like my status, to I love? Why would I do that? I was like, are you actually that dumb that you generally believe that was me? Look me in the eyes and tell me that you genuinely think that was me. And anyway, I didn't get beaten up, even though they were threatening me. I didn't get beaten up for it, but I did text my sister, who would have been in her 20s, about my age at the time. No, maybe even younger, about 23, 24. She's 11 years older than me. And she came and got me from school and she changed my password for me. Shout out to my sister. Yeah, I think that's what started it. I think that's what started my hate, my absolute soothing hate for social media. It was from that point onwards, I was like, I fucking hate it here. Not only do I hate it at this school, but I fucking hate it. I hate social media so much. It is a cesspool for bullying. It's a cesspool for it. I still to this day don't know who hacked my account. By the way, if you're watching this and you did hack my account, just know I hold a grudge. I hold a mental grudge. I may not know who you are, but best believe if I ever find out, I don't care if I'm 60 years old, you and me were gonna fight. So that's what started my hate for it. And it was from on that point that I didn't really like bother with social media. I really didn't bother with it. My Twitter was gone. I did have Facebook for a time being. To this day, I still do have Facebook, but do I go on it? No. I've deleted all of my friends. I only have my family on there, and that's all I use it for. Basically, is because it's the only way I can talk to my dad. So, because he lives in France, and it's the only way I can keep in contact with a lot of my family. So it's the only reason I have Facebook is for my family. I don't use it. I don't post photos. Um, I don't do anything like that. I have my main Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube and Twitch. That's literally all my social media, and I don't fuck with anything else. Oh, and TikTok, sorry, and TikTok. But like I was saying in this video, I really think this year I'm going to take a stand and tell myself I need to stop spending so much time on TikTok because it is unbelievable. I watched a video the other day, I can't remember who the creator was, or because I watch a lot of these sort of talky videos about how we should stop consuming so much and start creating instead, and that's what I'm going to do. If I'm feeling the need to sit down and consume, I'm gonna make a video. I have a lot to say, so here we are. I do think I'm a heavy believer that social media is the epitome of why there's so many health conditions, mental health conditions, so many I don't even know what to put it. The ED section. I don't even want to talk about that. I believe it's the reason why there's so many health conditions, so many mental health conditions, so much going on right now in the society. I truly believe it's because of social media. It's why we compare ourselves every day. Like I'm a pretty girl. I can admit that. All right. Some people might not think so. That's okay. I'm not your cup of tea. I believe and I know in myself that I'm a very pretty girl. But if I go on social media and I'm comparing myself to people, I end up in this loopless spiral of like, oh, maybe I need to go get this done. This girl's had her lips done. Maybe I should do that. Oh, this girl's had Botox. Maybe I should do that. I'm 27 years old. 27 years old, and I've considered Botox several times in my life already. I don't need Botox. Not until I'm at least in my 30s. I'm not saying I'm never going to get it done. I might do. And in which case, I'll be very transparent with you guys. I've never had any work done to any part of my face. I'm all natural. And there's a few things I would change about myself, like I want bigger lips. But I don't know if it's just because society told me I need bigger lips. I would love to get my, not that you can tell for some reason, but I do have a broken nose. But I feel like, and I used to want to get it done, like a nose job. But with age, I've started to love my nose because I've grown into it. When I was younger, it was very like prominent on my face, and you could tell it was broken. But with age, I feel like I'm slowly growing into it, and I love that. I love that, and I love that I'm letting myself like go naturally because I can't imagine what I would look like to this day if I absolutely annihilated my face and I like injected it with filler and Botox and all of that nonsense because I don't need that. I don't need that. And I'm not shitting on anyone who feels like they need that and shitting on anyone who gets work done because I truly believe if you feel like that's going to make you feel more confident and you're doing it for yourself and you're not doing it because society's told you to, then you should do it. You should do it. If it's going to make you feel good, then do it. Then do it. But if you're doing it because social media has made you feel shit about yourself, please just take a few years. Take a few years to stand back and be like, whoa, do I really need to do this? Do I really need to do this? Consider it. Don't just run off and do it, okay? And it's not just our looks that we compare on there. It's our lives. It's seeing people go on holiday all the time. It's when I haven't been on holiday personally since I was a child abroad. I've not been abroad in so long, and I would love to. I'd love to go on holiday and like go abroad and do all these things, but I can't afford to, and that's just the epitome of it. Like I literally cannot afford to go anywhere, and that's fine. Like that's fine that I can't afford to do that. But social media will be like having me pressured to be like, why haven't I on here? And I'd love to. Like I'm probably going to save up to do that in the next few years, hopefully. But for now, I can't afford to do that, and that's fine. And I shouldn't feel pressured to do all these things and have all these Instagrammable photos for my Instagram just because I've seen other people on social media do it. Our homes, for example, I don't have a picturesque home, okay? Most of my furniture is secondhand. It's what I can afford. I have said in a previous video, I'm doing up my flat this year. That will be all newly brought furniture. But for now, it looks like this. And the most important thing in my room right now is my bookcase. I love this thing. I love this thing so much. It's full of everything that I love. Pokemon, Adventure Time, Jujutsu Kaisen. It's just full of everything that I love. And do you know what? If an aesthetic person with an aesthetic house came over, they're probably like, "That's disgusting," because it's just there, and like that's fine, like because it's my preference. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like it's like everything. You know, we just compare everything. We compare everything. Our relationships. Oh my god, don't get me started on this. I will literally be scrolling TikTok at night, and my For You page will convince me that my boyfriend has cheated on me. It will convince me that my boyfriend doesn't love me anymore. It will and that's from a few scrolls. TikTok is ruin. Not just TikTok, social media in general is ruining our perception of relationships. All this relationship advice, all these gurus who be like, don't get with men because they never love you. They all cheat. They all this. They all that. Get with a man to use him for his money. I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of it. I scroll TikTok every day and I'm just like bewildered. I'm bewildered by the fact that TikTok will like try and brainwash everyone into believing their. And I see people in the comments, like there'll be a video about how, oh, if your boyfriend's doing this, then he doesn't love you, and there'll be a girl commenting like, oh, so he just doesn't love me then. And it's like, you generally believe everything that you see on TikTok. You know, you should know your relationship like the back of your hand. You should know that if they love you, like that's like the most basic thing. You should know if they love you. Why are we questioning it over a TikTok, babe? Like that's not on. That's just not okay. We shouldn't be questioning our relationships or even our friendships or our family. Well, I'm not even going to go into that right now, but we shouldn't be questioning that over what we've seen on TikTok. I'm sorry, but it's just wrong. It's wrong. And I've decided this year I hate social media. I've decided this year I'm not about that life anymore. I'm gonna try and stop scrolling on TikTok so much because I waste so much time on my day on TikTok. And yes, I get my dopamine hits because it will pick up on what I'm feeling and instantly send me 100 videos to my timeline on what I'm feeling. But then it's also throwing in stuff that's making me feel A, insecure, B, in myself, B, insecure in my relationships, C, it brainwashes me because like I'll be like so happy and then like I'll see something and I'll be like, damn, why is that not me? You know, it's just, so yeah, TikTok this year out. TikTok out. I kind of wish that the ban went forward, but in the UK, just so I have an excuse to push it out and not have to go on it anymore because people will send me TikToks. I don't want to be on TikTok. Let's talk Tumblr. Tumblr, I never had Tumblr. I know from research what Tumblr used to be about and what it like sort of carried on it. I also know because I made a video which I'll maybe put here about social anxiety, which I want to react to on this channel and like talk about my journey with it because it was really bad back then, and I feel like I've improved a lot since then. So I wanted to make a video about it. But yeah, I made this video not knowing that 5 years down the line, when I googled my old channel name, I'd come up on Tumblr. Famous Tumblr meme, apparently, me. Took things from my video and they put it into this thing. And that sort of gave me an insight because I wasn't on Tumblr. I wasn't really allowed on social media. I didn't really have it. But I saw this and I was like, what the hell? I was like, okay, this gives me a bit of an insight into like what Tumblr was because I didn't see it firsthand, but I know it was like it was a very toxic environment because it would encourage like mental health and like all of these things. And I feel like that's even gone into TikTok now because there's like a lot on TikTok that is to do with mental health, you know, people self-diagnosing. And there's the ED part of TikTok, which I found I've even been dragged into sometimes. And I'm a very skinny gal. And even I've been like, oh, maybe I should be skinnier. Like, no, no, let's not do that. So this year, join me, guys. Hold my hand. Hold my hand, guys. We're going to, what's the word? Like, decenter social media. I truly believe that everyone should have a YouTube account, okay? If you like to talk, if you have something that you want to share, if you have a craft that you do, if you have a business that you do, if you just want to share your issues, YouTube. YouTube is the place to go. No one might watch, but you have that video there. I know for a matter of fact, if no one watches my videos, I'm just happy that I can go back and watch it another day when I'm old when I'm older. It will hopefully still be here. I hope so anyway, because YouTube is an amazing platform. It's the one platform I hope doesn't leave, because it's the one platform I love, because I can sort of choose what I want to watch and I don't have to watch whatever comes up on my For You page. Apart from that, Facebook, I've been done with that for a long time. Like I said, I only use it for my family. Instagram, toxic environment full of a bunch of people who just watch your every move and don't actually show up for you or support anything that you do. Not everyone, by the way. I'm not saying that if you're from my Instagram, I'm not saying everyone, but most people from Instagram behave that way, especially people you know in real life. What else is left? Twitter? Nah, get that out of here. Get that out of here. Why are you still on Twitter in 2025? Twitter is dead. Okay, Twitter died a long time ago with the One Direction stands. All right, get it out of here. Get it gone. Why are you still on that platform? See, I don't even know social media. I'm so out of the loop. I don't even know what social media is these days. I literally took a break, like a year break from it about a year ago. About a year ago, I took a year break from social media. All I was doing Twitch and YouTube. And I think this is where it all like came into one for me. And I was like, I don't need social media. But for some reason, I had my claws in TikTok. And I've sort of realized I don't need TikTok. I shouldn't need TikTok to get through the day, to get my dopamine hits. I should be giving that to myself. I should be getting that from going to the gym. I should be getting that from editing a video. I should get that from filming a video, not being on TikTok for 5 hours, scrolling away, wasting my life. It's not about that life. We're not about that life in 2025, okay, babes? We're not about that life. We need to get rid. 2025 is for logging out of our socials, which might be hard. Falling back in love with ourselves, and that means staying away from social media, because the more we compare to all these people, the more we compare to what other people have that we don't, the more that we compare to what they look like that we don't, blah 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 blah, the more miserable we're going to be. And that's reality. So if you want to be happy in 2025, even if you don't deactivate and you keep it there, just spend less time on there. Stop consuming, start creating, start being your own person that you can watch instead of consuming all this content. No, but consume mine, please. I just realized what I was saying. YouTube is fine. All right, guys, to me, YouTube's fine. All right, we don't count YouTube in this social media nonsense. Okay, I'm talking about TikTok. I'm talking about Instagram. I'm talking about Facebook even. I don't know if does anyone still use Facebook these days? I don't know, but if you do, stop scrolling it. Just stop. That's my quote of the day. Just stop. Social media has you all kinds of fucked up. Okay, it has you all kinds of fucked up. Makes you think there's better out there when you have a perfect person in front of you. It makes you think when there's not, by the way, there's not. Okay, I know from experience, not because I've done that to someone, but because someone's done that to me, and I'm the person they come crawling back to when they realize there's not better out there. And I throw them to the wind. I throw them to the wind because I've already moved on. Okay, even if it means just within myself, I've already moved on. I know from personal experience. Stop consuming hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of content creators' content. Stop it. Okay, there's such an unrealistic beauty standard on Instagram. There's video editors. I don't know if I can find a video, but if I can, I'll put it here. There's video editors that you can edit your body on. There's face editors. I personally know so many people who I know in real life who edit the fuck out of their Instagram photos. Why are you doing that? You're beautiful the way you are. You don't need 50 filters, Snapchat filters, Instagram filters on your face. You don't need to edit it on FaceApp to smithereens. Okay, we can tell. We can tell. Stop doing it. I know you probably are insecure, and I shouldn't judge you, because like I get that you're insecure and that's why you're doing that. And this is why I'm not exposing who these people are, because I get it. I get that you're insecure and you don't feel that great about yourself, so you feel like you have to do that because you're contributing. Especially if you're in the public eye, you're contributing to all of these problems that people have, where they compare themselves to people online who aren't even real. They're not even real. There's just overly edited photos, overly edited. Social media is not real. Social media is not real. Okay, anything you see on social media, not real. There's tons of influencers out there who flaunt their fancy lifestyle, and it's all paid for on credit cards and God knows what else. They're all in hundreds of pounds of debts. Okay, nothing you see on social media is real. People, the way they look, okay, the plastic surgery, the freaking whatever, God knows what else, the lifestyles that they flaunt, it's not real. And that's where I'm going to leave this video, because it's like 30 minutes long already and I need to call it quits because I've spoken too much today. I've spoken too much. I could rant more about social media. Maybe I'll make another video. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to leave it here on this note. Hopefully you can join me this year in putting the apps down and focusing more on your life and your content.